Morning guys, so it's day 2 on the Wicks kitchen island and this flooring job. So Wicks actually did something miraculous last night and actually delivered 2 units. Unfortunately one was a 400 and one's a 300, so I've got to rip the 400 down on the base and the support bracket so that I can make it into a 300 cabinet. But at least that will get me the island together and finished, and then all I've got to do is potentially come back and fit 2 door fronts and 2 drawers. The rest of it will be finished, but at least we can get it ready for templating. So that's one of the bonuses we've got. Ricky's making a start on the brickwork. That concrete's all gone off now. Ricky's just got his mix there. He's got some engineering bricks, so he's just going to brick all that up internally. And then we've got some timber work there, which we're going to have to cut a bit of plasterboard out there, which you can do if you make it easier for you. Just cut it out nice and square. At least then you can then get in there a bit easier, and then we can just re-timber that and put a bit of new plasterboard in afterwards. So that's Ricky's job. These are the cabinets that have got to be assembled, so I'm going to be jumping on that, get them assembled, and then we've got to lower the feet on these islands because they're maxed out. Because the floor is literally, they won't go down that road. And then obviously put the units in, get it leveled, get it secured. And then I can start laying underlay, start laying flooring, then we can do all our support panels. Okay, so we've assembled the last of the units and we've ripped it down to make a 300. So that's it all done, it's all screwed in. So that's now the 300 we built that 300. So now we can lower the island, get it a bit lower. Ricky's beavering away in the corner, having fun putting his bricks in. When he's done, we can then look at screeding in the floor and then patching up the plasterboard in the corner. So that being said, I'm going to disconnect that one and get it out of the way. Same matter of undoing 4 screws. And then I'll lower all of this one. I'll basically just wind these legs up on this unit here, front and back, and then I can adjust this one, those two, these two here. Drop the whole thing down and then just bring the middle back up, and that should get us that. And then we can lower that one to fit back in, and then we can start fitting the rest of the units in. So without any further ado, as I like to say, any further ado, we shall get stuck in. See you in a bit. Okay, so the battle that it was, we lowered the cabinets. So we've managed to lower them, but we can't lower them too much more because it's going to cause us issues with the plinths, and the flooring is going to be loads to cut off. It's going to be cut down as it is, but it's still quite high, that edge. That's how unlevel this floor is. It's absolutely a shambles. And typical Wicks units, we've actually, every front is absolutely beautiful. All the fronts are all lovely and smooth, flat, as they should be all the way around. But we had to run the planer over a few areas to take high bits off so that the worktops will sit flush. That's just how bad the units are from Wicks, I should say. But the island is in place. All we've got to do now is lay the floor, which Ricky's already started laying the underlay. That's all now nicely bricked up. So we're going to let that go off. It's got a bit of DPC in. We're going to put a bit of DPM in now. And then we're going to screed that, pull them pipes up, and then we can extend them battens down, cut this plasterboard back a bit further to this snogging. So then we can just put a whole new piece in there. And that'd be happy days on that. That'll look half decent. We can do something with that with a bit of easy fill or something. Make that look decent. So that'll be back up and running as it should be. It'll need a bit of bonding in that corner there. But again, minor issues. So we've got to shoot out now, get some more underlay, and then get some sharp sand for that. And we can crack on. So see you in a bit, guys. Okay, so island is ready to go. Started laying the floor so that we can get the decor panels in. So we started this side purely so that we can get the dishwasher back in, get the plinths back on. There is no skirting here, so we're getting a little bit tight, but we've got a nice expansion gap under the skirting over there, so I'm not concerned about expansion and contraction. We're gonna have a nice little gap here so it can move that way. So this stuff's really easy. It just slots in, bangs down. It's just a locking system. So it's going down fairly well. And as you can see, we're already around that foot. So we're going to go to the end of the underlay that we've got down so far, and then we can protect this and move the dishwasher back in, get all the tools over here, and then we can put another layer of underlay down, and then we can carry on. So we should have the flooring in by the end of the day. And then tomorrow it'll be sort of decor panels, doors, drawers, scotia beading, thresholds, patching up the hole that Ricky's working on. So he's just over there putting a bit of screed in. We put a little bit of DPM in there, or DPC, DPM, yeah, DPM. So put a little bit of DPM in there. I don't think it's going to make any difference because there was nothing there anyway. There is no DPM between the screed and whatever's underneath that. It's just made up ground, a little bit of concrete, and then a screed. So whatever we do there isn't going to make a hell of a lot of difference to what's already been put there. He's put some timber in, just down that corner to help carry a new bit of plasterboard, which I will do tomorrow as well. But yeah, this is where we're at. So once he's done that and that's gone off, we've got them pipes in, we'll clip them to the wall best we can to get them nice and neat. And then the skirting goes back over the top of them. We're just going to be really careful when it comes to fixing it all back together. But these are the joys of my life, but things are progressing thanks to Wicks supplying the 2 units this morning, even though one of them was a 400 and I had to cut it down. And we've had to plane the tops of the units down to get them looking flat, because that's just flat pack cabinetry for you. We're not doing badly at all. I reckon by the end of the day we'll have most of the doors, drawers and that all on, because Ricky will jump on assembling them once he's finished what he's doing. I'll carry on with the floor. Between us we'll hunk the fridge over, get the dishwasher back in and working. Yeah, we're starting to fly now. Things starting to move a little bit now, so that's a good thing. So stay tuned, we'll see you shortly. Okay, so we're flying through the flooring. I've run out of underlay again. That's just me because I've been an idiot and didn't get enough. So I'm going to shoot down and grab another roll, and then we should have the flooring done and in today. Then tomorrow patch up and all the other bits and pieces. Ricky's flying through, getting all the drawer runners in, getting the drawer boxes in. But we have found another problem. Wicks haven't supplied any drawer fronts. So it's just one thing after another with Wicks at the minute. So we've got absolutely no drawer fronts. We've got decor panels, breakfast bar panel, and we've got all the doors. And we've got all the plinths. We've got no drawers, no drawer fronts. We've also got to put on, there's like things that go on here, like fascias that go on the wine rack, so they're in that box. So they've got to go on as well. But yeah, the flooring's looking lush. It's all gone nicely around the perimeter of the island, so decor panels will all sit on top of that. We've already got one sailed through there. That beading's got to come off out here because we've got a scotia to go on, so all this beading's got to come off, which is nothing. We'll knock that off later. I'll see a little bit in there, and we've just got this section to finish. Obviously we're not going to be able to finish all of it because we can't go over that until at least tomorrow, and I'm going to make sure we put a nice membrane up and so almost tank it so it doesn't get on the floor. That way then it can dry out in its own time. But yeah, that's where we're at so far, guys. So we're not doing too bad. If it wasn't for Wicks, we'd be finished tomorrow easily, even with the extra bits that we had to do. But anyway, neither here nor there. I'm going to shoot down to Howden's. I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. I'm back. Did you miss me? Anyway, little tip for you when it comes to moving heavy appliances and you don't want to damage your floor, get yourself some appliance skis. Basically, they're just 2 lengths of plastic with handles in them, and they're great for washing machines, heavy fridges like this when you got to lump it over something. Basically, put it under the feet. One of us will grab one end, one will grab the other end, and we'll just pull and we'll slide that onto the flooring, and then we can crack on. Really, really simple system. Best bit of kit you'll ever buy and have in your van, trust me, when you're doing, especially if you've got it like on a vinyl floor, off a roll vinyl floor, and you've got to push appliances in. Best thing you can have, so you don't rip the vinyl. So let's get this moved, and then we can get stuck into the rest of this floor. Oh, Jesus Christ, that thing is heavy. All right, we're gonna have to play this by ear. Hold on. The machine was absolutely weighed a ton, but we got it on, and it's protected now. The floor's protected. We had to do it one side at a time between us, but we kept them under just to protect the flooring. But yeah, that's that done. So we're going to get the underlay down over here. Then Ricky's going to load the van with all the cardboard, and then I can get in now, do that bit for the dishwasher, and then I can just carry on and throw the flooring through. Let's get stuck in. Okay guys, so I'm just going to give you some tips on how to lay this stuff. Ignore that one because it's too close to the joint. I'm just laying these ones out. So obviously we got to try and get through under this door. So all we've done, we're going to lay this one first, and on the odd occasion we're going to work backwards. So we've already notched it out. So now that should slide through and come to about here. And that's going to make it a lot easier for us to put a cut one in there and drop it in and go underneath there. So let's get this one slid in and see how she looks. First thing you're going to do is lock it in along that edge, and then we're going to try carefully slide her through just like this. A little bit more. I might be hitting something there. So what we're going to do, pencil, we're just going to take a little notch out of there, just so that slide in a little bit more. Just by drawing around what the cut was, we now know we could cut to that and it'll still slide in another 10 mil or so. Just like that, we've now notched that out. It should now slide into the depth we want. And just like that, we get a lovely bit under the door architrave, and we are almost perfect for our next piece to join onto. So now we can work backwards and lock all them ones in. Yes, I have got a small sliver. It is what it is. It's not the end of the world because I've got to get it under that skirting as well. So I'm going to have to work from that end and sort of slide the lengths through until I get to there, and then I can lock them in a bit easier. what a day. In this heat, it's a slog doing all this. But the flooring is finished. The island is pretty much done apart from decor panels. So all we've got to do tomorrow is make a fake decor panel up there so we get a bit of support. So we're going to come out to about 300 off the front to here and then there. We've got enough on the breakfast bar to do that, and then that little piece we're done with the decor panel that was going to go here. So that will box that out and give that plenty of support for the island. I believe they've got new plinths to go under there, which are in the box, which is the same plinths for here. So we'll have all new plinths on tomorrow. This will all be plinth up across there and round to that corner there. The skirting will go back on tomorrow there. We're putting a bit of plasterboard there and reattach the skirting here. We just put a sliver of plasterboard on the bottom to pack it, and then that'll go on there nicely. So that'll all go back in, and then there'll be a scotia bead that goes all the way around the skirting here, there, across there. I'll probably do some cork or some magic on the architraves to try and make them look a bit tidier rather than what they are now. This beading out here, even though I've gone under it, will be coming off, and that'll all be scotia beaded. I need to find a decent ramp profile to go there for the threshold, and another one for that one over there. They've got some threshold strips, but they're not going to be compatible for what we need. And then obviously doors on there. We're still waiting for the furniture for the fronts of that 300 and that 300. They won't be drawers, they'll be drawer line, but it'll be a drawer line and a door joined together, which is going to be crap in my opinion, but this is Wicks for you. This is what they told us. So yeah, the doors will be on, that curved door on, that curved door on. These fascias will go on, which are these two. So they've got to go on tomorrow. Drawer fronts have got to go on. We found them. They were actually in the same boxes as the doors, which is unusual, because obviously I'm not used to it. They've got these curved plinths to go on. This one side will need to be ripped down. Doesn't quite go under. That one does. And then we'll have a little joining blocks so that it all joins as one unit and it'll all sail through, hopefully. Anyway, that's tomorrow's job. So we will be done here tomorrow, all bar possibly these drawer fronts. But it is what it is. So we will see how things pan out. But anyway, that's us done. Don't forget, guys, like, share, follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.